Hello, everybody, and welcome to the afternoon tune. I'm your host, Josh, and with me is my special guest co-host today, Chris from the Black Stubs podcast. How's it going there, Chris?
It's going all right, Josh. Thank you as always for having me.
It's a pleasure to have you as always. Chris has been on many times before, helping a lot with a lot of these reviews, helping me out again, and we're going to be doing a retro review for Lilo and Stitch 2002, the animated film there. Decided to do that since we have the remake out right now. Coming out there, and you've already seen it. People can check out your reaction there on your TikTok. People just check out your TikTok there. Uh, there we go. Oh, sorry about that. There we go. Right here. Yeah, Chris, let people know about you. What you got going on? What you got coming up, man?
Yeah, Josh. Yeah, see the comments.
Oh yeah. So I guess you were. I haven't listened to this. I guess you were pretty positive about it. I guess.
I didn't think I was. I thought I was like pretty, mid on it, but people didn't really hear what I said. They took it. They took all the positives I said and just said, "Oh, you're wrong. It sucked. I can't believe you liked it." I thought it was okay. It's nowhere near as good as the original animated film. They kept some important things. They left out some important things, and in the end, it was good. It's not amazing. It's not my personal favorite live action remake, but it was fine. But these negative comments, you would think I gave it like a 5-star glowing review. I'm like, all right, I don't think y'all listened to what I said, but that's the internet for you.
Yeah, this person says this movie, this was the most BS movie Disney has produced on a budget to date. This movie was horrible, 0 out of 10, complete 360 from the original. Then this person says nah. Then this person says literally every review I've seen says it's terrible.
It's not true.
LMAO. This person says you're the only one I've heard say everyone else said is straight up angry.
It's not
Bro
true.
got paid for real. Daddy,
Where I wish.
get your bag. Not mad. That's funny because on Rotten Tomatoes the audience score is like 93%.
Exactly. Like people like these comments are nonsense. So you
So
know,
yeah, it's the critic score that's lower, but the audience score is pretty high. Yeah,
exactly. So
yeah.
obviously these comments are either, people in their mom's basement with nothing better to do, or they're bots who make up fake accounts just to talk shit. But yeah, those comments are ridiculous. They're just those kind of negative comments that make no sense.
Yeah, and the cinema score on it is an A. Like it has an A cinema score. I'm not saying that makes it movie good, but there are people that do like the movie, so there are average.
Yeah, like, and I'm not one of the people who like loved it. I thought it was good, but yeah, these
Yeah.
comments are crazy.
But yeah, where can people find you, man, other than TikTok? There.
Oh yeah, sorry about that tangent. The dreaded comment section. You can follow the Black Stubs on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. Um, we also have Blue Sky, of course, and yeah, it's me and my friend Sam whenever he wants to show up. We're talking about the movies and the television that we are most excited for. So my next review I'm going to post is for Mission Impossible. I'm also very excited for Friendship, I think it's called, with Tim Robbins and Paul Rudd. I finished Andor season 2. As much as I said I love the studio on Apple TV, Andor season 2 will end up being my favorite show of 2025. I'm already calling it. It was incredible. I did see Lilo and Stitch live action, so you can check that out. And let's see, there's some other things coming up soon in June. Let's real quick. What are the June releases? I will be talking.
There's Ballerina. There's that.
I might see Ballerina. I might. I might.
I think that's a big one. Let's see what else is in June there.
May 30th, Karate Kid. I love that franchise. I'm gonna see Karate Kid. I might skip How to Train Your Dragon. I don't know yet. What else? Elio, Disney Pixar. The Materialists with Dakota Johnson, Pedro Pascal, Chris Evans. I'm going to see that one.
There's 28 years later. That's
20.
coming out.
I might see 20 years later. I definitely want to see The Life of Chuck with Tom Hiddleston. Um, yeah, and also what's that movie called? F1 with Brad Pitt and Damson Idris.
Oh yeah, that looks cool. Yeah, that looks
And
pretty
then
cool.
in July, of course, everything's coming out in July. So Superman, Fantastic Four, Jurassic Park. But for June, be on the lookout for the June releases because I'm going to be seeing them.
Yeah, very cool. But yeah, Chris has been on. Yeah, check out many reviews. I think the last thing you were on, what was it? I believe I'm trying to think of exactly the last thing you were on there. But yeah, you can always check out. Chris is always helping out with a lot of reviews. Great guy, great critic there, great personality to have on the show. Um, and oh yeah, you came on to help with Sinners. Yep, Sinners.
Sinners, yeah, we talk Sinners.
Good old Sinners there. Very
Still
cool.
doing well. Still making money.
How many times did you see it?
I've only seen it twice. I want to see it more, but it's difficult when there's new movies coming out that you want to see. Um, I used to be able to see like my favorite film in theaters on repeat, like before 2023. I'm pretty sure I saw everything everywhere all at once like 4 times in theaters.
Wow.
Um, but uh, but yeah, I saw it once
What's that in
regular.
the background? Like what's going on?
That is, you can hear that.
Yeah.
I apologize. That is my nephew Colin. He has autism. He's
Okay.
nonverbal, and right now he's just being himself. So
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Gotcha.
I apologize. Gonna have to. I'm
Oh,
a
no
family.
worries.
I'm a family this weekend.
Yeah, no worries there.
Today's his birthday. He's 11. So
Oh, happy birthday to him. Oh, so he's just excited. Okay, it's his
he's
birthday.
just excited. He's happy to be alive.
Yeah. Did he? Did you watch Lilo and Stitch with him?
No, because of a paid review. I saw your comment.
Oh,
Um, um, no, because of his verbal needs and his sensory needs, he can't really do movie theaters. He can't be
uh,
quiet. So we tried back in 2019. We took him to see Aladdin, live action Aladdin. He was vocal the entire time. It was
okay.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, you could sit him down, have him watch the animated one on Disney Plus.
Yeah, maybe that. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'll check it, see what it does. Or the Lilo and Stitch. You know.
Yeah. Lilo and
Yeah,
Stitch.
yeah.
Yeah. Very nice there.
Is it
Uh,
loud? Is it like really loud?
uh, well, stop now, but you could hear it. Yeah, it stopped now there, but
Okay.
yeah. Um, yeah, so it's exciting. Got those reviews coming up there in June. We got a bunch of stuff coming up, future review wise. There Monday, I'm gonna be back. I'm gonna be streaming with Sage from Rated M for Immaturity. We're gonna be doing a review for Batman Forever, do a tribute to Val Kilmer. Sage is gonna give his video game review for The Order 1886. Also do a review for Devil May Cry, the anime series there. Also, I have to review a movie for AAPI month there. I'm probably going to review High and Low, which is the Akira Kurosawa film there. I'm going to probably review that since Spike Lee is doing a remake of it. So I think that'd be good to do a review of that since Spike Lee is doing that with Denzel Washington and ASAP Rocky and Ice Spice is in it as well there. So very, very awesome there. I can't wait to check that out. So I can't wait. I'm excited for that. Yeah, and then Friday, hopefully Nick and Dust can join me there Friday. Let's see, Karate Kid that's coming out there. Also Bring Her Back, which is the horror film there. It's the follow-up film for the directors who did Talk to Me, which I really loved a lot. Did you see Talk to Me? I know you're not a horror guy, but did you?
I did not see Talk to Me.
Talk to Me is really great. I love Talk to Me. Yeah, let me talk to you about that movie, man. That's pretty good, man. But that's pretty awesome. So yeah, this is their follow up film there. Did you want to come on maybe next Saturday? I'm doing a retro review for Karate Kid 1984, doing the very first one.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, so it'd be awesome to have you on for that. Did you watch the? You didn't watch the series, did you?
I did not watch Cobra Kai, even though I'm a massive fan of the film franchise. Like, I even like the late '90s or early '90s Hilary Swank one. I like that movie too. I know it's not the favorite in the franchise, but I have enjoyed every Karate Kid movie. So it is surprising that I haven't seen Cobra Kai. Even but again, it's not surprising because I have every streaming service except for Netflix. I don't have Netflix, but I have everything else. So
Mm.
yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. Cobra Kai is fun. It ended 6 seasons. it's a fun show. I think maybe you'll like it. It
I
gets
heard it. I heard it's really good, and I know it's kind of Solo Maridueña's claim to fame before Blue Beetle.
yeah,
So I definitely got to check it out eventually.
yeah. So it'll be awesome. Good. Yeah. So there's that. Yeah. So those are the big movies coming out next week.
Isn't the show about Ralph Macchio's bully grown up?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's yeah. So I guess that's why I was like, when it first started, I'm like, am I gonna watch a show like it's about the bully? Like, how are they gonna make him a protagonist? So I gotta check it out for myself.
Mm, yeah. So it'd be interesting if you did. Yeah. Because it's Johnny who becomes the mentor to a kid getting bullied, and so yeah, it's that kind of formula there, and that is the Miguel character there. So it's good. It's a good journey there, and they touch back on all the Karate Kid lore. They have everybody from the past Karate Kid movies show up, except for Hilary Swank. People were kind of expecting Hilary Swank because they reference pretty much all the Karate Kid movies except
Mm,
for the fourth one, really.
yeah,
Hillary Swank. I guess they were like, well, fuck that movie. I guess. I mean, maybe they tried to get
I guess
Hillary
so.
Swank, but she was just too busy or something, maybe, and or she was just like, I just don't want to do it. But yeah, it'd have been cool to have her back, but not. All right. So yeah, very awesome. Now I'll cue this up, get this review started, and we can go ahead and do a review here. As always, after this, I'll go ahead and get somebody raid. Dante's on playing that more Claire Obscure Expedition 33. So I'm gonna give him a raid there. Somebody's on playing some Silent Hill 2. I do love Silent Hill 2 there. Um, we got Run JD Run there. He's on. So maybe give them a raid after this. And we just been trying to do a bunch of catch up reviews there, streams since I was gone for a bit. I had vacation and I had a work trip after that, so I was just trying to catch up on a lot of these reviews there. And you can go on Black Stubs, everything Black Stubs, all social medias there. You can check him out. He threw up his review for Final Reckoning, his reactions there for that on TikTok. There he threw up on that one. Were you disappointed a little bit by Final Reckoning?
Um, if I was like a die-hard fan of this franchise, I think I would be. But I'm more of a novice fan of the franchise, so I just thought, it was a little tame. I don't think they went out with a bang the way they probably wanted to, but it was all right. It was all right.
Comment here, boring ass movie.
You know,
All right.
but
Um,
at least that's less about what I said and more that's more their opinion of the movie itself. Not telling me I'm wrong for what I said about, yeah.
yeah. It was it the best possible conclusion I thought for the Mission Impossible franchise. If this is the final thing, not really. I don't think so.
Yeah.
Um,
Um without any spoilers, you saw the movie?
yeah.
When he's in the pressure suit and he's underwater, did that scene go on a little too long? He was
Uh,
down there. That sequence for me felt like half an hour of just Tom Cruise in the suit trying to maneuver around this sunken submarine. I'm like, I'm getting a little bored. This is,
really?
I don't know. This is for me. It got stale. Like more time could have been spent on characters' conclusions because at the end of the movie, again, light spoilers. There's no. We don't know where Simon Pegg goes afterwards. We don't know where Palm Clementieff goes afterwards, or Haley Atwell. It would be nice if we found out, like how Guardians Volume 3 ended. We found out where everyone ended up. If this is the conclusion, where do these characters? It's an ensemble. It's not
Hmm.
just Tom Cruise. It's an ensemble. Where do all these characters end up? If the movie's going to be damn near 3 hours long, there should be some time for us to settle in. Maybe give us like a little epilogue. If this is the last chapter of the epic Mission Impossible, maybe an epilogue for the characters so we can know where they landed. They just kind of nod at each other and disappear into the crowd. I'm like, this is how we're ending. All right,
Yeah.
all right.
Well, I mean, because I guess throughout the movies, you don't really know anything personally about like the only one real personal life that you did was Ethan Hunt. Like Simon Pegg, you don't know anything like his personal life. I think
That's true.
it, like it's just their job is kind of just what they do. It's who they are. Working for the
Yeah,
IMF. But I think it just leaves the door open for like, well, if we do another movie, then
yeah.
they can all come back together again. And do that.
That's
Yeah. But all right, let's get into this review. All right. So, our first and only review of the day is going to be for Lilo and Stitch. Lilo and Stitch, and this is not the 2025 Lilo and Stitch. This is going to be the review for Lilo and Stitch 2002. 23 years ago that this movie came out, Lilo and Stitch. And Lilo and Stitch, people talk about the renaissance of Disney in the 90s, where you had Beauty and the Beast, and you had Lion King, and you had Aladdin, you had Mulan. Um, but there was also another renaissance, a little bit of a Disney of like the early 2000s there of Disney films where you had Lilo and Stitch, you had Emperor's New Groove, you had Treasure Planet, you had movies such as that there. And we reviewing this, of course, because of the Lilo and Stitch film that is out right now, the remake from Disney, yet another live action remake from Disney. And it's getting the reactions that you kind of expect from a live action Disney remake. Hey, how's it going there, Pastor Joshua? Pastor Joshua, great guy, great content creator there, a great reviewer as well. What's going on, man? Um, and Chris, you gave your thoughts a little bit before about Lilo and Stitch 2025. You want to reiterate those thoughts?
Yeah, so um, light spoilers. There's no Gantu. They changed Jumba's character a little bit. In the original animated film, Jumba and Stitch kind of have this estranged father son relationship. Like I made you, and I in a way I am your father, but they have this strained relationship because he treats them not as a being who needs to know what empathy is. Um, but there's that, and something very important for Stitch's character arc in the original animated film. He comes across the book The Ugly Duckling, and he immediately identifies with this character, the Ugly Duckling, and it's a big part of his growth and how he learns to accept love, understand what love is, understand what a familial unit is, and understanding that's what he wants. So the movie did a good job keeping a lot of the emotional stuff, a lot of the memorable lines, but they still decided to keep a lot of important things out, and that did kind of take away from Stitch's characterization. As I said in my TikTok review, before he settles in and realizes he wants family and he doesn't want to be alone, and he understands that he is lost. He's the ugly duckling. He is a bit of a gimmick. He feels a bit gimmicky to me. This is a live action movie, and he's the non live action character wreaking havoc for like the first 45 minutes. Because again, the original animated film was like an hour and 28 minutes. This movie is a little longer because they add stuff while still taking things out. And even with the movie being longer, there's a lack of characterization for Stitch, the main character. For Lilo, the actress Maya Kealoha, I thought she killed it. When they announced her casting, I was like, that little button nose of hers, she looks like Lilo. And then she sounds like Lilo, she acts like Lilo. Um, I know there was some backlash with the casting of Nani because the actress, I believe, is Filipino. She's not even Polynesian, but
Mm,
I thought she did a good job with Nani. They add things to Nani's character that I thought was good. It might not work for everyone, but as far as the changes goes and adding things, I think what they did with Nani was really effective. I think keeping Gantu out was a problem, but I get it, budget. I think Zach Galifianakis, who I love, was a miscast. His take of Jamba Jukiba doesn't work for me either. Billy Magnuson as Pleakley was okay. I guess they were afraid to keep Pleakley as a cross dresser, but uh, Pleakley was still had that likability and that charm. Um, yeah, I, I I wanted to give it 4 stars on Letterbox, but when the credits were rolling and I let it set in, I'm like, there was still some important things that should have been in this film for Stitch's characterization that just was not there. And so the pacing of his character going from I'm a monster who wants to terrorize and destroy to I want a family. I realize I'm alone and I don't want to wreak havoc. I want to know what love is, and I want that for myself. So in the live action film, it wasn't a smooth transition for me as far as Stitch's characterization goes compared to the animated film. Um, but yeah, I liked it overall. I just I didn't love it. Some people, this is their favorite live action remake. Mine is still Little Mermaid. I think casting Halle Bailey was a great choice because she can actually sing, and that really a voice that beautiful really captures the whimsical magic of that '90s Disney era. So I think, for me at least, Little Mermaid live action came the closest to really capturing that Disney magic of the animated original. But I think Lilo and Stitch is definitely number two. It's hard to get this movie wrong, and for the most part, they didn't.
Hmm. Yeah. You seen a lot, some of the harsh reactions online from it. Some people hate it, as you saw in your comment section. A lot of people have strong emotions about it. But I mean, like I said, Rotten Tomatoes, the audience score is high. You got a cinema score there. The theater was packed. It was pretty packed when you saw the movie as well.
Oh yeah, it was kind of adorable. Especially the next day, I saw Lilo and Stitch Thursday night, as a like early screening stuff, and then I saw Mission Impossible Friday night. And Friday night, when I'm there for Mission Impossible, there's families in droves, parents in like Stitch onesies. Like it's an event.
Mm,
It's a family film, and there's not many of those in theaters at a time. There's usually like one at a time. So when there's one family film, the families come out in droves. And Stitch, I saw today on Instagram, there was a post that said last year, Stitch merchandise alone made Disney like something $2.6 billion.
wow.
Like I work at a elementary school. I have students who still have not seen the original film or anything about Stitch Media on screen, but they know the character and love the character. They're drawing pictures. They have sandals, hoodies, backpacks, lunchbox. Like Stitch is huge. And
Mm,
if you watch the live action movie, there's a little glimpse of Stitch's cousins. If you watch the series on Disney Channel, where
mm,
there's more than one experiment out there that Jumbo made. There's like a whole bunch of little pods he made. There's definitely the doors being left open for more live action sequels to include his cousins, and they can probably squeeze money out of Stitch for a very long time, and that's probably what they're going to do.
yeah, yeah. Same experience I had in the theater. It was packed. A lot of families. A lot of people, Lilo and Stitch T-shirts, Lilo and Stitch, pajama jumpsuits there, Lilo and Stitch plushies, Lilo and Stitch popcorn buckets, drink cups. Yeah, I mean, just from merch alone, this movie is probably going to do really well. Just from people buying all the merch from that. How much money do you think it's going to make overall in the box office when it's all said and done? You think?
I don't. That's a good question. Um, because fans love it, and families are going in droves to see it. But how long? You know, it's the opening weekend, and then it's the second weekend drop. You want to see how much it declines in terms of like fans going to see the film. Um, you know, Lion King made $1 billion. That was 2019. Aladdin made $1 billion. That was 2019. Um,
Beauty and the Beast made 1 billion, I think,
Beauty
right?
and the Beast made $1 billion. 2017. Um, Lilo and Stitch. Again, Stitch alone, the merch made 2 point something $1 billion last year. So this film, of course, with the popularity of Stitch, has the potential to cross $1 billion. Um, I personally, because of how this it's hard to gauge, but because of how I feel about the film, I don't know if it's going to cross that because it's not. Again, the fans love it, but I don't. It might not be overwhelming. We'll see how the Rotten Tomato score, fluctuates. But opening weekend, I'll say, and also it's a 3 day weekend.
Yeah.
Um,
And I think it's the highest grossing opening day for Memorial Day film. I think,
there you
yeah,
go.
Memorial Day weekend. Yeah,
All right, opening weekend, I'll say like 90 to 95 million opening weekend. By the end of the weekend, they'll have like that opening. Overall, oh here there it goes again. Sorry. Um,
no problem.
uh, I'll say somewhere in the 800 to 900 million
Wow. Okay.
If it doesn't cross, if it doesn't cross a billion, I think it'll still make a lot of money because it's summer blockbuster time. Sinners really kicked us off really well, and now it's Mission Impossible. Now it's Lilo and Stitch and Karate Kid and Superman. It's gonna
Yeah.
snowball this summer, but if it doesn't cross a billion, I'll say in the 800 to $900 million range.
Yeah. It's tough to say. I didn't even think Lion King. I didn't know. I didn't know. I didn't think Lion King would made a billion. I didn't think Aladdin would make a billion.
Yeah,
Beauty and the Beast. I was like, 'cause it's the same fucking movie. I mean,
same
it's the
movie. Yeah,
same movie, but okay. I guess people, hey, people go see these. Uh,
nostalgia.
Nostalgia. But yeah. So this is right here. Um, So it says right here, Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning and Lilo and Stitch have both already passed 100 million globally. This weekend is tracking to
Oh,
be the biggest Memorial Day weekend in movie history.
so I was already wrong about the opening weekend. Yeah, this is past what I just said.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's doing
So
huge.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
yeah. Some I it's still Jungle Book is my favorite Disney remake, and then all the other ones are just kind of battling for who's the least shittiest. I think after that, with it.
The My least favorite is Mulan. Um, I know they wanted to be more grounded with their Mulan being an actual Chinese folk tale, but man, Mulan, the animated film back in 1998, some of the best Disney songs, and to not have any of them be included was a mistake, for sure. But yeah.
But Lilo and Stitch 2002, that's what we're discussing now. This animated classic film here, near and dear to a lot of millennials' hearts there. I haven't rewatched this movie in years, since when it kind of came out there. I also watched the series when it was on. I remember watching the series as a kid there and watching that. I never saw the sequel movie, though. There is a sequel film, Lilo and Stitch
Like
2.
two, yeah.
Yeah, Glitch the Stitch or the.
Stitch has a glitch, and then there's also Leroy and Stitch. There's like a red evil Stitch who's actually evil, and like yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so there's that one. So I've never seen that. Have you seen those?
I've 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 seen them both. I think I own Lilo and Stitch two, um, on video cassette because that's how old I am.
Yeah. Those old Disney VHS tapes. Oh yeah, those classics, man. Popping those open. Man, that was the times there.
Yeah.
But if people don't remember, people don't know the story of Lilo and Stitch there. Well, it deals with this little girl named Lilo there who lives in Hawaii, the Hawaiian girl there. And, she is a little bit of a troublesome child there. She kind of struggles to make friends, a little bit of a weirdo there. Um, and she dreams of having a friend. There, she wishes upon a star there to have a friend, and it just turns out that falling star is a crashed spaceship that has Stitch on it there. But he's not known as Stitch yet. He's known as Experiment 626 there, created by a mad scientist there, an alien mad scientist. And his only purpose is to destroy. That's his only purpose, is to be destructive there, to and be indestructible himself. But yeah, after they try to eliminate him there, he escapes, crashes on this Earth, and crashes on Hawaii there, and then he ends up finding Lilo there. She adopts him because she thinks he's a dog there, the strangest looking dog ever, as a lot of people point out, and they end up bonding together through the film. And you also see that because he escaped, you have his handlers and you have this federation there of sorts that are trying to look for him and capture him to bring him back to the ship there and to eliminate him. So, Chris, what are your thoughts on Lilo and Stitch 2002?
So yeah, like you said, this film means a lot to millennials, such as myself. It came out summer 2002. Okay, Colin, relax. Um, and it came out during a very special time in my life because I was about 6, 7 years old. I saw it in theaters with my mom and my brother, and the following month we were moving from Massachusetts to Maryland. So we were kids who were struggling with this transition in our life because we were leaving our friends. We're losing that sense of home, so to speak. And so this message of Ohana means family. Family means no one gets left behind or forgotten. Just rang true in my mind, and I'm like happy, smiling, skipping out of the theater with my family, with my Ohana, and I'm just reciting all the dialogue because that's what kids do when you love movies and you just leave a movie that really made you happy. You're just reciting everything you saw. You're doing all the action stuff. Um, yeah, this movie is an hour and 28 minutes, and it's short, it's sweet, it's beautiful. Like you said, Stitch is indestructible. He's highly intelligent, and he's designed to destroy. That's what Jum, Jumba Jukiba designed him to do. Um, and the High Council woman is like, okay, Stitch, if you can prove to us there's any good in you, we can we can work this out. We can find a way to work with you. And he proves that there's no good in him, exiles him. Um, uh, they think he's going to land in water, and his molecular density in water, he'll sink. He's too heavy. It's he can't. Stitch and his cousins shouldn't mix with water. But he lands in Hawaii, and he comes across Lilo, who, like you said, she's an outcast. She is treated as other. She doesn't have a cute store bought doll. She made her own doll. Her parents are gone. She's now being raised by her older sister. She thinks Pudge the fish controls the weather. She's late to rehearsal because she's making sandwiches for you know, she's a quirky little girl, and in both in a way, both Lilo and Stitch feel like the ugly duckling. They're still looking for a search of belonging. They're yearning for a sense of family because at the end of the movie we get that beautiful moment when Stitch has come full circle with his character arc, and before does Stitch have to go on the ship? Okay, can I say bye? And then the high priestess is like, who are you? This is my family. I found them all by myself. It's little and broken, but still good. Yeah, still good. Like those moments is just so magical and so heartwarming. And the live action version did get that moment right. I got a little teary eyed because it's beautiful to see Stitch, who's a fictional character, read the Ugly Duckling and say, "Oh, that's me," and the journey the ugly duckling goes on to realize, oh, I'm not even a duckling, I'm a swan, and I belong with these people. That's how that kind of is parallel to Stitch is very beautiful. And again, this movie is an hour and a half long. It's short, it's sweet, it's beautiful, it's powerful. The theme of family is strong throughout, and yeah, it's a Disney classic for sure. It came out, like you said, during the early 2000s when we got Emperor's New Groove. I think 2000, 2001 we got Atlantis, 2002 we got Lilo and Stitch, and then 2003 we got Brother Bear. Like there was still a hot streak for Disney animation, and Lilo and Stitch, it's 20 years old. It's beloved to this day, and kids who don't even know the movie love Stitch. That just says a lot about um, the influence and the impact. It's like my kids being it's like Michael Jackson being dead longer than my students have been alive, and they
Mm,
know who he is. They know his ad libs, his songs, his dance moves, and I'm like, that's impact. That is how you know something is going to stand the test of time, because even without all the context, you know and love this entity.
yeah,
So, yeah, the original animated film is a classic, and I loved it.
yeah. Yeah, and Lilo and Stitch came out of time, like I said, the early 2000s there, and they were also trying to scale things back because they had these movies with kind of these huge budgets there, Hercules, Fantasia there. With these big budgets, they didn't quite live up to box office expectations there, so they were more focused on scaling things back there as well. And also, this movie has much more of the budget over it was $80 million, a smaller type feel of it compared to the other movies during the huge, like I said, the second coming. People talk about the Disney Renaissance, where a lot of millennials connect to Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, Lion King, Mulan. there. You have a lot of those movies there. So that there was a focus on that during this movie there. Also the focus on Hawaiian culture there, Pacific Islander culture that was kind of big in the movie, which I feel like the remake doesn't really touch on as much as the animated film. I feel like the animated film really emphasizes that a lot. Um, and it's not just a backdrop for the story, like, it's actually a part of the story, the culture of the people in it. How Lilo has this thing where she'll take photos of people, that are on the island there, which is a cute little thing because it's like, these tourists there that just do nothing but take photos of all the people there, like, like they're just these exotic creature things there, and it's just people living their everyday lives. So I thought that was kind of an added touch there. And I feel like a little bit with the live action film, they take a little bit, now watching the animated film again, a little bit the edge off of Lilo there. Did you feel like that watching it? Is like they took a little bit of the edge off of Lilo? Like there's a scene where she pushes a girl off of the, stage, but it seems like they kind of took a little bit of her, I guess, sassiness maybe a little bit away there. What did you feel about that?
Yeah, again, something that was definitely missing. In the animated film, there's a point where Lilo does get fed up with Stitch. Um, After the montage of Nani trying to find work because the social worker, Mr. Bubbles, says, find a job, be a responsible adult, and you can keep your sister. Otherwise, I'm, CPS. I'm taking her to someone who can look after her. Um, After that montage of failure, and Nani has to sing to her "Aloha Oi," the farewell song. In the animated film, Lilo says to Stitch, "You ruined everything." Like that's important. We need to show a range of emotion. Lilo can't always be on Stitch's side when he's clearly causing a problem. In the beginning, she tries to vouch for him. Oh, it's okay. He's kind of like a baby. If you join our family, we can raise you to be good. You know, but there comes a point where she loses faith in him, and that's important for her character. Um, so yeah, the sassiness was lacking a little bit. The frustration and disappointment in Stitch was definitely lacking a little bit on her end in the live action, and again, yeah, a little fast paced for a film that's even longer than the animated ones. There were some things that were a little glossed over and left out, and Lilo's range of emotion was definitely part of it.
Mhm. And the great voice cast also adds to this movie as well. And you have a actress there. You have Tia Carey there, who voiced Nani there, who shows up in the remake. There, she shows up in a new role
Yeah,
as the CPS worker. There, still beautiful, gorgeous woman there.
and
Uh,
her voice is so distinct. I didn't the moment she talked, I was like, "Is that Nani?" I was like, "That's Nani. Like that's the original Nani." Wow, 20 years later they brought her back to play the social worker. I was like, "What a great voice. I love it." Yeah, she's
yeah,
gorgeous, stunning,
yeah. So
beautiful.
yeah, very nice. They brought her back there. And Nani, I mean, she has she's the older sister. They're trying to keep everything together. Trying to take care of her sister while trying to work there, with that as well. And I think that really is adds to the movie there with it. She's trying to just balance everything and being so overwhelmed. Of course, it's a Disney movie, so they don't have any parents. It's common in Disney movies there. You got to have that. That's a Disney
Di-
staple.
Disney hates parents. Disney hates parents.
Yeah, but great. I mean, great voice casting. You have, Kevin McDonald here. You have Jason Scott Lee in this. You have, just cast of characters. You mentioned Jimba, who's the mad scientist there. You have Agent Blinkley, that's who Kevin McDonald voices. He's the other alien. They're the two assigned to get Stitch back from the planet of Earth there. And as you mentioned, there's no cross dressing here as in the remake as there is in the animated film there. But that was also a big thing about it. It's like he used to love dressing as a woman. He liked it. He was on his Bugs Bunny type stuff in the Leo and Stitch stuff. There, he was.
This man Pleakley had a wig for every event, every scenario. Different
Yeah,
wig, different wig, different wig. I'm like, dang, like, are you making these yourself? Are you buying them yourself? Are you ordering them? Like, where are you getting these wigs from?
like wow. I mean, he felt his natural self in there. And that kind of stuff there. So that was kind of a thing there. Um, and I think they have such a good back and forth in the animated film there and what they're doing. I really like that kind of combination. And then you mentioned also Vin Rames, his character Bubbles there, Cobra Bubbles there. It's a shame he couldn't appear in the remake there. Probably he was busy filming Mission Impossible. That's probably why he
Yeah,
didn't do it.
yeah,
Uh, Here and this is a good scene with him because even the physically the character even matches the look of Vin Rames here as well. This is a good scene right here.
Uh, Actually, I just quit that job because, the hours are just not conducive to the challenges of raising a child.
Hey,
I am so sorry about that.
what is that thing?
That's my puppy.
Really? Thus far, you have been adrift in the sheltered harbor of my patience. But I
That's a
cannot
good line. I like that
good
line.
line. It's a good line.
ignore you being jobless. Do I make myself clear?
Perfectly.
And next time I see this dog, I expect it to be a model citizen. Capiche?
Yes?
New job. Model citizen. Good day.
And they even got the like because Vin Rames, I think he used to have those earrings back in the day. Like he used to be wearing those earrings back in the '90s.
Yeah, back in the Pulp Fiction days, for sure.
Yeah, he had those, so that was pretty cool that they had that in there as well. Yeah. So, what do you think about the supporting cast of Lilo and Stitch there?
Yeah, like you said, something again that is a detriment in the live action version. In the animated version, I like Jumba's arc as a character. Spoiler alert: in the live action, they kind of keep him as a villain. He doesn't get to turn and be like, "What? Wow, this thing I created to destroy has a heart somehow. Where did this come from?" It's like the High Evolutionary in Guardians Volume 3. Like, how did I made you? How did you figure this out? Like, this isn't a part of your uh your chemical, engineered structure that I embedded within you. Like, how did you love family Ohana? Like, seeing that come out of Stitch changes Jumba in the animated film, and he becomes a warmer father type figure to Stitch. In a way, like, I created you, and you have a heart, and you have a soul, and you found love. Interesting. Yeah, I'll help you. Like, I will end my mission, which was to capture you and bring you back. I'm gonna help you save what you found here. That's beautiful and powerful, and that's missing from the live action film. So yeah, Jumba's great. Um, Bubbles is Agent Bubbles is great. I love how he's kind of a Men in Black type of guy. And at the end of the movie, they reveal he was involved with keeping aliens off the planet Earth back in the '70s, which is straight up Men in Black type stuff. Especially when the lady jokes around and says, "Oh yeah, back then you had hair," assuming in the '70s Bubbles had an afro. It's like that kind of stuff is important, and I love Courtney B. Vance. People want to say, "Oh, that's Angela Bassett's husband." You mean Courtney B. Vance? He's also a very talented actor. Let's not do this thing here. Um, Even though he's not as physically imposing as Ving Rhames, I thought his voice was really good. As Bubbles, like he's a great actor who can bring presence. But yeah, the character of Bubbles in the animated film, because there is no woman um, social worker. It's just him in the
Mm.
suit and the car and the shades. He doesn't look like a social worker, and even Lilo says that. Um, your knuckles say Cobra. like, are you sure you're a social worker? Um, what he does in the film is very powerful as well. Going from "Is this what she needs?" when he's laying into Nani, pointing at a burning house because she went to get a job and the house caught on fire again. Um, Going from that to doing to helping Lilo keep Stitch. Like, Lilo, remember that paper you got from the vet? Oh, you're right. Thanks, Bubbles. I paid for Stitch. The stamp, I own him. If you take him, you're stealing. Like, watching characters go from I'm not trying to hurt you, but I'm just doing my job, to I'm gonna not do my job to help you. It's characters like Jumba and Bubbles kind of have that a very similar arc where we're not, in a way, first I was against you, but now I'm going to help support and protect and nurture your family, which is the whole central theme of the story, protecting and nurturing family. So, um, yeah, the supporting characters in the animated film are also really really great.
Yeah. And this is the scene you're talking about here, and this plays a pivotal role in here. And then in the anime film, it was Nani who goes with Lilo to, go to the adoption center to adopt a pet there. In the remake, they have it where it's this newer character, this kind of maternal grandmother figure there.
Yeah, the neighbor. Yeah, a very famous Polynesian actress. I don't know her name, but if you're a millennial, you grew up watching this woman, and a lot of she's one of the actors who pop up and things like, oh, her again. Oh, her again. I know her voice. I know her face. But yeah, it was cool to see her in this movie. They call her Tutu or Tata or TT.
Mhm.
I forget what they call her in the live action
Yeah,
movie.
Tutu. Yeah.
Tutu. Yeah. Yeah, she was good. Also, David, Nani's love interest. I like that. He's not toxic masculine. Nani is very clear. She is interested. She's not blowing off David, but she has a responsibility to her younger sister. It's just her now. So dating isn't something she has time for until she does have time for it. And David is just there being the nice guy, waiting for her to be ready. And that's really sweet. And it's really funny. At the end of the movie, he's like, "Wow, Stitch, so you're from outer space. I hear this the surfing there is choice." I'm like, "Who the hell told you there's surfing in outer space and that it's really really fun?" Like, what stoner are you hanging out with that said, dude, surfing in space is so choice? Like, to me, that was such a funny line. Like, why would you say that? You like, where did you hear surfing is so choice in outer space? Like, who told you that? This is something I think about. It just makes me
Maybe
laugh.
he knows the Silver Surfer. I don't know. Maybe he's hanging
Maybe
out.
he knows the Silver Surfer. Maybe Disney, Marvel, same family, same Ohana. So it's best possible. Um,
Uh,
but yeah, the supporting characters are really great.
well, let's check out this scene right here. That is,
Dog.
Yes, he's good. I can tell.
You'll have to think of a name for him.
His name is Stitch.
No, that's not a real
Ah,
name in Iceland. But here it's a good name. Stitch it is. And there's a $2 license fee.
I want to buy him. Can I borrow $2?
That's how kids are.
Yeah.
yeah, it's very cute moment there.
It's a cute
Uh,
movie. Yeah, it's heartfelt. It's warm.
Yeah, so I like just like animated stuff. You just can't do that in live action. Like those little, like sometimes there's some gags there in certain animated films that it's hard to replicate there in live action, and
Yeah,
that's what just kind of makes sometimes animation superior there to live
it's
action.
a different medium of storytelling, and it's a different medium for a reason. It's not easy. It's not easily adaptable. And Ahsoka proved that. The series is fine, but you know it would have played better animated, and I think we all know that.
Mm, yeah.
Yeah.
And, just also the different tone for this type of movie there with the lead character, this little girl there of Lilo, and then her background and then her culture being in there, adds so much to the movie and being very different from what Disney had previously done in the past there. And I think that's what also adds to the movie there of making it different from other Disney films that you've seen there in what they've done before, revolving around female leads there. And yeah, this the warmness of it, the heartfeltness of the film, and the funniness of it. It's still very funny as well. There's some good gags in here, as I mentioned. That one, just the aliens kind of bumbling around. That's also really good there. Stitch just going on madness. I mean, you know what I mean. Him beating up Myrtle and stealing the bike and Debo and the bike. Like that's a good sequence. Yeah, that's also really good. Like it makes me kind of now want to go rewatch the animated series again.
I,
Um,
I I watched it earlier today because like it's when the live action movie, even if it's passable, even if it's like okay, like if it's good, it'll still make you want to go back and watch the original, which is just compared to this compared to the live action remake, the animated film is perfect. Like there's no like you'll see all the flaws in the animated film, then you'll just go back to see the sorry you'll see all the flaws in the live action film, and then you'll go back to the animated film and be like, yeah, this is perfect. This is how it's meant to be.
So, what will be your final thoughts and rating for Lilo and Stitch?
For the original animated film, what's your highest
This is cinema
and what's your tier below?
peak.
Okay, it's gonna be but this movie is oh man. Um, you know what? I'll say this is cinema. Because because of everything it achieves in an hour and 28 minutes. Um, yeah, I'll say this is cinema. This film is beautiful. That sequence is missing in the live action film where he goes back to save Lilo, and she's like, "You came back," and he goes, "No one gets left behind," and she gives her a little peck on the cheek. I'm like, these are the moments that are missing. Um, Even this scene in the live action film didn't hit as hard. Like my theater, there were chuckles, but there was never any out any outward laughter. Like, oh my goodness, that is so funny. As a kid, watching Emperor's New Groove in theaters, Lilo and Stitch in theaters. Sorry, Colin. I remember as a kid, Monsters Inc. seeing that in theaters. There was audible laughter like erupting in theater at these animated films, these animated family films, and a lot of what Zach Galifianakis and Billy Magnuson are doing together in the live action film. The gags, they're clearly jokes, but the audience isn't really belly laughing. There's some chuckles, but a lot of the humor would have played better in animation. It's kind of falling flat in live action. So um, yeah, it's a beautiful film. It's the animation is great. The music is so much fun. The characters, the theme of family. Um, Everyone to this day quoting Ohana means family. Family means no one gets left behind or forgotten. And yeah, it's yeah. For me, early 2002, Lilo and Stitch is cinema.
Mm, yeah. I think I'd give it a high peak for myself. I mean, this is a classic film. This is, I think, up there with a lot of the other classic Disney films that they've done. And this movie did really well when it was out there. So this movie, on a budget of 80 million, made $273.1 million at the
Mm.
box office. This was nominated for Best Animated Features at the 75th Academy Awards. Do you know what it lost to?
Um, 2002. Oh man. No.
It was a Hayao Miyazaki movie. I'll give you a hint there. Hayao Miyazaki.
Oh, Spirited Away.
Yes, it was
Yeah.
Spirited Away, which is good competition to lose to if you are going to lose to something.
I get it. I get it. I was rooting for Across the Spider Verse, but Boy and the Heron, Hayao Miyazaki. You're not going to beat Miyazaki if he's nominated.
Yeah.
Even Pixar won't. Pixar beats everyone usually. Pixar isn't going to beat Ghibli film. So
Yeah. And this includes 3 direct-to-video film sequels and 3 television series there.
there's 3 television spin-off series for Lilo and Stitch.
3, yeah. So that's what I'm reading. Yeah, 3 television
I
series.
just know the one. That's crazy.
You have that. Yeah. So this was a massive success, and you can see why it spawned all that many that they've done with that.
Yeah.
With it. So
So the movies, Leroy and Stitch, Stitch Has a Glitch, and
let's see here. So it's those. Let me see if I pull it up right here. So you have, I think it's including
oh,
also the live action movie too.
okay.
Oh, actually no, because that's not direct to video. Actually,
Stitch the movie, right?
yeah, Stitch the movie. Yeah,
Stitch the movie, yeah. That
Yeah.
is the film that introduces the series.
okay, that's
Yeah. In that film, we just get the electric experiment, And after they find a place for that electric experiment, we get the reveal. Oh, there's a lot more experiments that kind of sprinkled across the island. So we got to find, yeah. And then from there, we get the series, which is
Yeah.
just Lilo and Stitch trying to find Stitch's cousins on the island, which is fun.
Yeah. Um. yeah, So Chris will put this in cinema for Lilo and Stitch, and it's on Disney Plus right now. Check it out. Maybe give maybe if you want to give your money some, maybe get Disney Plus instead from going to the theater and seeing live action movies. I want you to stay at home, with the family and just watch. You ever feel awkward there being the only just no kids, no family, just going to a kid movie?
I honestly no, I never feel awkward about going to the movie theater by myself. I get annoyed when I know I'm going to a family film and someone brings their baby, and 10 minutes into the film, that baby's screaming their head off and they're not taking the baby out of the theater. I'm like, son, take your child out of the theater, calm them down, and bring them back. You don't have to leave, but right now, your child is screaming their head off, and the movie just started. We're missing a lot of vital information for the rest of the story going forward. Please stop.
Hmm.
Please stop. Why would you bring your baby to the theater?
Hmm.
Don't do that.
How old do you think kids should be when they go to the theater?
4. 4 is when you can start going to the movies. At that time, if I was old enough to sit down in front of my TV screen, in front of a TV in my parents' bedroom, watching Lion King on VHS, Little Rascals on VHS, Balto, Land for Time. I'm dating myself, so everyone knows how old I am. Those are the films I grew up watching on repeat. Pokemon movies on cassette. What else? All Dogs Go to Heaven. Tarzan, Mulan, Hercules, Hunchback. Yeah, just I was a kid and I was able to sit down and just be taken away and immersed in these stories. So for me, I think 4 years old is when yeah. Look at that. That's what I have. Yep. That's literally what I. Yep. Facts. Oh man, those were the days. Those were the days. It was a simpler time back then. Simpler time.
Yeah, I had all this on VHS. You had.
Oh man, Mighty Joe Young. No one talks about Mighty Joe Young. Rest in peace, Bill Paxton. And that film introduced me to Charlize Theron. So hey, look at her now.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Crazy.
So yeah, that was our review. We heading out of here. Thank you so much, Chris. Thank you again, as always, man. Much appreciated for stopping by, helping with this review for Lilo and Stitch. There, man. Let people know again what you got going on. What you got coming up next. Your links where people can find you, all the good stuff.
Thank you as always, Josh, for having me. Yes, I final just one more final thought. I don't mean to discourage anyone. If you like the original animated film, the film right now in theaters is worth seeing. There is enough in the film, I think, to make you happy and to give you that nostalgia that you're looking for. So I would don't ignore the comments. Those people don't exist. They're not real. They have no friends. Yeah, I would still recommend this film if you love Stitch as a character. If you love the animated film, it's worth seeing for sure. But yes, once again, I am Chris of the Black Subs. You can follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Blue Sky, and we're just talking about the films and television that we love and are excited for the most. And we do take recommendations. Just leave a comment if there's something I have not seen you think I should see, and you're curious about my thoughts on it. Let me know. I'll watch it. I'll do a reaction review, and I will tag you. So thank you so much for all your Thank you so much for all your continued support. And yeah, thanks, Josh.
Yeah, are you gonna? You still haven't seen Severance, right?
I have not seen Severance, but I did see the trailer for The Bear season 4, and man,
Yeah, it's coming, and they're dropping all the episodes at once. There,
I know, stupid, dumb. Oh man, that's not television. Weekly, like The Boys, like House of the Dragon, like Abbott Elementary. Like television. We can wait Andor. We can wait a week. That's how television works. We talk about the episode, we go back to the new one, watch it, go back to work the next day, talk about like that's the magic of television. So it got buried that summer. It was not. It was not. It was a great television that was not part of the conversation the way House of the Dragon and The Boys was, and that was disappointing for me as someone who adores this show. And they're doing it again, just one drop the entire season. It's gonna come and go like Stranger Things, and it deserves to be. It deserves to remain in the pop culture zeitgeist for as long as possible. But if they do that, it's not television. It's not gonna. It's not gonna stay. But we'll see how it happens.
Yeah. I'd love to have you on for Andor if you would come on now.
For what?
Andor. I'd love to have you on for
Andor?
Yeah.
When are you talking? Yeah, yeah. When are you talking?
Probably, I don't know, probably next Monday, probably around that time.
Close the door. Who's that? This is Josh. This is his show. Close the door. Moron. Sorry. This is my brother's house in Delaware.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yes.
yeah.
Andor. I'm down. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, so probably next Monday. I'll probably do it next Monday, maybe.
Next Monday. Perfect. I'm there.
Awesome. So yeah. The future reviews this upcoming Monday. I'm gonna be joined by Sage from Rated M for Immaturity there. I'm gonna be doing a review for Devil May Cry, the anime series, Batman Forever, doing a tribute to Val Kilmer and the Order 1886 there. Next Friday, this upcoming Friday actually, Nick and Dustin will be joining me doing reviews there for we have Karate Kid Legends and we got Bring Her Back. So those, and then also I got to try to find a way to fit in for that Wes Anderson movie with Benicio del Toro. Try to find a way to fit that in because that's also coming out.
The Phoenician.
Yeah, I think
The
it's like
Phoenician.
something like that. Yeah. I don't know if I'm that excited to see it. It's like some more quirky Wes Anderson shit. I'm like,
It's just the same. Yeah, same stuff. Yeah.
yeah,
Seen one, seen them all.
you know. And I like Wes Anderson's director, but I'm like, oh.
He is an auteur through and through. But that doesn't mean he's not a little overrated. You know.
Yeah.
There are better filmmakers out there than Russ. You know.
Yeah.
But kudos to him for shaping his own cinematic language, as some would say.
Yeah. He's got his own style. He's got his own thing, which I appreciate.
100%, and you got to respect it for sure.
Yeah. So there, Saturday, maybe Chris can join me there if he's free next Saturday to do Karate Kids 1984. Do a review for that one. Yeah. So very awesome stuff there, people. Gonna be here review rating. I'm sorry. Dante there. Dante's playing that Claire Obscure Expedition 33 there. Considered one of the best games of the year. So he's doing that. So I'll go ahead and give him a rate there. Thank you to Eptastic Joshua. Thanks, man. Thanks, appreciate for showing up. Very much appreciated there. Love you there, man. And I appreciate Chris as always coming on, helping him out with these reviews there. He's got a great channel, great reactions, posting those fresh reactions there of all movies, shows, everything like that. Very, very great stuff. All right, people, take care and stay tuned.